Yeah, fingers crossed this is working. I'm gonna see, I've got the laptop next to me here, so I'm gonna see if it's working on this. 2 wee seconds. Hopefully, if there's any comments, they'll come up on this. Whoever's here for the live tonight, thank you so much. Great to see you. And I'm sorry about the mix-up the other day. First, before I start gabbing away here, I'm just gonna see if anybody could, there's a thumbs up, that's a good sign. I want to check and see if anybody could confirm for me if I am indeed live or if I'm just blathering away to myself here. Let's see if I can figure out by looking at this. Oh, hello! Yay! It's working! Thanks, Charlotte. Hi. Right, I think what I might do is... Oh! Ah! There. Frugalfull is live. Right. 2 wee seconds. I'm just... Oh, hello, Em! Oh, fantastic. Right. Let's have a wee look at this. Yes. Okay. So if I look at that bit... Oh, hi, Frugal Stu. Yay, thanks for letting me know. That's great. So I can kind of glance at that if I lose track, but it's good because it comes up on here. Happy Saturday to you too and to everybody. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Oh, it's quite funny because there's a delay. So out of the corner of my eye, I could see myself just point. I'll probably just kind of ignore that screen then because that's quite distracting. So anyway, hello, welcome to the second Frugalfull Live. This is exciting to get to do this. And I'm so glad that we've managed to get this all to go ahead tonight. I just don't know, my head has been a right sieve recently and I've been so busy with different things. I've lost track of the days and I don't know how I had it in my head that yesterday was the 31st. But anyway, never mind, it's one of these things. But thanks for joining us and I hope you're having a super weekend and a brilliant, awesome August. So I was wondering if anybody here is doing any decluttering in August as well, because I am going on about that a lot on the channel just now, about doing the August decluttering challenge. Really, really pumped and looking forward to a month of solid decluttering. And anyone that wants to join us for that decluttering journey, that would be absolutely fantastic. It's just a good thing sometimes to just let go. And it might not sound very frugal. It might kind of sound wasteful in a way, like the opposite. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so far so good, thanks, Frugal Stu. It's one of these things where I've been trying to do a bit as an ongoing thing since May anyway, to try and keep a bit of momentum, but it's been more on a sort of lower level. And then for August, I'm like stepping it up into high gear. I like these challenges. It's a good thing sometimes, just like gamifying things. It just helps with motivation and drive and incentive, just to kind of gamify and have a wee bit of a challenge to set ourselves. So I'm excited for that. And I'm so looking forward to hearing how everyone else that's doing it gets on. Oh, no, you do you. And however, yeah, whatever rate that you decide to go for it, you know, like I'd said about this idea that I've heard, I'm trying to think, I don't know if it might have been the minimalists that I'd heard about it from, I can't remember for sure. But this idea of day one's 1 item, day two's 2 items, but it doesn't need to be like any set number, just you do you and whatever feels right. And it doesn't have to be a number attached, but just, I think that whole kind of thing of letting go of something each day, though, whatever amount, can be great just for starting to build the habit, regardless of any numbers, just to kind of start getting that decluttering muscle built a bit, because then, I can't remember, is it 21 days they say to form a new habit? Yeah, I'm sure you'll find at least three things. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I have an itchy nose. I've got hair on my nose. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, yeah, because I think you had left a comment yesterday, Charlotte, on the first short. So thank you for that. I need to go back and have a look at the comments. Um, but that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, the thing is that by the time it's getting like to the second half of the month, it's like the numbers get so high and it's pretty intense. Um, but I suppose it depends as well, though. Like, say you had a bag of buttons, you could either class the whole bag of buttons as one item, or you could do like each individual button. So there's no hard and fast rules, just whatever feels right. I think that's the thing about these things. I love the flexibility in it. It's like no hard and fast rules, really, but the main thing is doing something that feels right for you. It's such a personal journey, isn't it, with these things? And at the end of the day, it's like, I think with anything like this, doing something that's stressful or doesn't feel good or it's a strain, that's kind of going to be counterproductive. It took me a long time to get to the stage of being ready to let go of things, because before I just felt overwhelmed or stressed by some aspects of decluttering. Things like sentimental items would have just been a big no-no for me for so much of my life. But at this stage, I know in myself I'm ready to push myself a wee bit and take on that wee extra bit of a challenge, but be willing to push out of my comfort zone a bit, but not subject myself to stress. So it's finding that balance and that personal sweet spot, I suppose. I'm just having a look. I don't want to fall behind on the comments. Thanks for all the chat. This is brilliant. Absolutely loving this. So delighted you guys are here. And anyone that joins after the event, thank you so much for watching too. Oh my gosh, yeah, I know, isn't it? It is. It's unbelievable how it accumulates over the years. It really is. It's surreal. Like, I looked up in my loft earlier, I'm like, how on earth did this happen? It's just bonkers. It really is. Oh, hi, Mary McWomble. Welcome. Sandy, hello. Oh, yeah. Well, I wish you all the very best with this challenge. That sounds like a good approach. Because the thing is that the little bits of things, you could have high numbers of little bits of things. Oh, the sentimental things are really difficult, really difficult. See, the thing is, like, I mean, I know technically this is a frugality channel, we're talking about decluttering a lot, but I feel that these things all kind of go hand in hand, you know. There's a lot of overlap between these different aspects of lifestyle, and they can support one another. I certainly feel that they can support one another, and from what I've heard other people say and things I've learned from other fantastic channels, these things I think can really be so complementary to one another. So there's some really amazing decluttering related content out there. The channels I've been particularly enjoying recently connected to that are the Declutter Hub podcast, and it's on YouTube and other things, like, is it Spotify? I don't know, but anyway, it's on YouTube. And there's also someone called the Declutter Bug, I think she's called. She's got some good stuff as well, and she encourages people, while she's chatting away, she encourages people to do some decluttering alongside, which is good. But it's amazing how much things do accumulate in our lifetime, and what I've come to realize more and more is it's very human, and it's very, in our modern world, it's very natural, and it's kind of inevitable in a way, because we lead busy lives and there isn't always time and energy to tackle these things and keep on top of it. But it's like something like 300,000 items on average in an American household, which is just like, wow, it's so hard to wrap our heads around that. But back before the May declutter, I did work out, it was something like, if there was every one item, oh, what was it? Yeah, if you decluttered one item every single day of the year, every year of your life. Oh no, it's frozen. I hope it's still, Yeah, I hope I'm still here. My screen just totally froze there, so I hope it's all right. um, yeah, fingers crossed. But anyway, yeah, my phone, I really need to clear some space on it because I'm filming through the phone and it keeps saying it's run out of space all the time. It's a bit frustrating. Oh, yay, thanks for confirming I'm still here. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, if you did one item a day, every day, your whole life, it would still not be enough to declutter down from the 300,000 because it's something like it would take over, I think it's over 812 years or something if you did one item a day. And none of us, unless we're secretly some supernatural being, none of us have got over 812 years. So that was kind of another thing that also shocked me into action and just trying to step things up a gear. Plus the fact I'm sick of feeling weighed down by my stuff, quite literally. And I'm hoping that one of the benefits of this declutter will be like actual weight falling off me, because I've heard that apparently sometimes when you like declutter and lighten your physical load of your physical belongings, it can then sort of reflect like internal mental decluttering and also help to just sort of let go as well, let go of what's literally weighing us down. So I'm hoping it will have a positive knock-on effect for that. I think it might, from the point of view that it will be less stressful having less stuff to deal with, and less stress means less cortisol in the body. And when there's less cortisol in the body, that does help promote weight loss. So we will see. Fingers crossed. I'm going to just make sure I'm not missing things. 2 wee seconds. Oh, it's so great that you're all here. Thank you. Fantastic. Oh, that's great. So clothes are a really good thing to declutter. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like somebody, I can't think who, I think it was maybe a guest on the Minimalist podcast at some point quite far back, and they were talking about the idea of curating your things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on there. So this idea of being intentional, so not having nothing to enjoy aesthetically or whatever, but being intentional and curating. And then that way you can have so much more pleasure from the fewer things and actually remember they're there rather than forgetting and ending up rebuying, which in the past with clothes has happened to me so many times. That whole thing of, open your cupboard doors, closet doors, and like, I've got nothing to wear. And then you end up buying things and realizing you've already got 3 black jumpers and 5 pairs of jeans or whatever. It's so easy done. Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm so glad the tech's still okay. I was like, oh my gosh, had a wee panic. Oh, yeah. I'm just reading your comment there. Um, it's such a difficult thing when with loved ones when we have to, like in those circumstances go through people's belongings, our loved ones. It's really hard letting go, and there's a whole new level of sentimentality taken on with things as well. So yeah, and I'm sorry for your loss. There's you've just reminded me, and hi June, thanks for being here. You just reminded me there's this idea of Swedish death cleaning. There was a book that came out about this, and it sounds really sort of severe. It's also to do with it's to do with sort of like having less things in advance, so that when the time comes, if a loved one passes or we pass and we're leaving loved ones behind, it's not as emotionally wrenching, like sort of dealing with people's loved ones past, loved ones who passed things. But it's also helps with us like being more intentional and sort of like honing in on the things and sort of streamlining the things that we do keep. So it's enhancing our lives, like for the rest of our lives as well. It can be hard thinking about mortality, but sometimes that kind of wake-up call can help us to live a fuller life for what time we do have, and every day really is so precious. And thanks for sharing about your experience there. Oh, Caroline, thank you for sharing as well about your experience too. And you got me thinking there about, again, the Declutter Hub. And they talk about in their videos sometimes, in their podcasts, this idea that once you get to a point of downsizing your possessions to a point where everything has its place and there isn't a sort of excessive clutter, and it's to the level that you'd like to maintain, that the idea that if you can then get into the habit of treating decluttering just as you would other kinds of housework, maybe not quite as frequently. Like they talk about having certain daily activities to do with, for example, worktops, wiping down the worktops, keeping on top of dishes, the sort of more frequent activities, but that thing of having decluttering as a regular practice. This is why I love the idea of the one in, one out rule, because in theory that should help with keeping on top of this, so that there aren't then new things coming in and being crammed into a space once it's decluttered. But first it has to get to the point where the level of clutter is no longer cluttersome. And so for me at the moment, one in, one out doesn't cut it. It's going to be more like 100 out before one can come in, but it will get there. And anyone else that's decluttering, I really wish you well this month, and I'm looking forward to hearing how your journey's going and what things you've let go of. So thank you for sharing. It does definitely help with feeling lighter. I couldn't agree more. And what decluttering I've done so far, I've definitely felt like that. Definitely. Oh, that's great. So yeah, you sound like you're well on it, Sandy. And this is a good time of year for having a declutter as well in advance of Christmas. Um, Christmas, a lot of things can come in potentially, but I think after all the effort of letting go of so many things, it's going to definitely make me so much more intentional, not just at Christmas time, but all year round, about what actually ever comes back in. So I don't want to ever be in this position again, to have this level of stuff to deal with, because it just ends up feeling like a burden. And there's just such a hidden cost to the clutter, because there's all the cost of cleaning the thing, taking care of the things, insuring them, moving them about to try and like find other things. It's just, ugh. So I'm never going to be a minimalist. If I could be a middle-malist, some balance in between, then I'm definitely very, very happy with that. Yeah, tidy house, tidy mind. Yeah, it's hard though, because when we're leading busy lives and working and whatnot, and you get home and you're tired, it can be difficult to kind of muster the energy to keep on top of tidying and different kinds of things. But I definitely feel like with things, I want to kind of get it to a point where things are working for me, not against me. So it doesn't feel like that uphill struggle. If things all have a place and things are laid out in a way that it's just going to help simplify and streamline, then it can hopefully make things more time efficient and energy efficient. Because I definitely struggle a lot with low energy. I get extremely fatigued extremely easily, and clutter and overwhelm only worsen that. So for me, I look forward to getting to the point where a lot of things, so for example, kettles, like I'll use a kettle every day. At the moment, there's the electric hot plate hob thingies, but eventually I'll have an actual cooker and I won't need that. So there are certain things that would be used on the daily that will stay out, but as few as possible. But things like toaster, blender, rice cooker, stuff like that that isn't being used every day. Well, the air fryer will sit out all the time because I do use that pretty much every day. But things that aren't being used daily, eventually I want to have an allotted cupboard space for them. And then it's less dusting, it's less grime to wipe down each day, and just what's going to make our lives easier, because it does tie up and come around full circle again, I think, to frugality with the decluttering. Because if it can help us be more energy and time rich by helping us streamline our lives, then that is worth so much. You can't put a price on that. You can't put a price on the well-being that's felt walking in through the door and being like, and feeling like it's a nice calm space, and not that whole emotional thing of coming in and going, oh, there's just so much to do and I feel rubbish about this because I never keep on top of it, and it's just, oh, I'm just speaking from what I might say to myself, like, oh, it's just a never-ending chore. And rather than that, to be able to come in and think, oh, this feels nice and fresh and uplifting. So like the emotional reaction to our stuff is worth so much. And rather than feeling like our things control us having a handle on our things, that's really valuable. And I feel like having space is such a luxury. It feels valuable and like a luxury, definitely. I'm just having a wee look. Oh yeah, Charlotte, yes. I do like, well, one of the major things will be not just like focusing on a specific area, but sort of like a clean sweep across the whole flat, because I know that I want to thin things out in general across the whole flat. So there is a kind of general plan of all kinds of different types of items, because I know that there's like too high a volume across pretty much all categories, but there are two major areas that are going to be tough that I want to tackle as much as I can. One is related to books and paperwork, which is a difficult one for me because they're actually very sentimental as well. But I really don't want to be weighed down with as much, and I want to really streamline it so that the things I do keep, I'll be so much more inclined to engage with them, read them and enjoy them, rather than just feeling like there's way too much to read in my lifetime, like a mini library. So it's time to really, really reduce down the volume for that. The other area is my kind of dreaded zone, which is the loft. So, oh gosh, as I say, I put my head up there. I was up there earlier for a while and it's like, oh wow, how on earth? But I'm hoping that it won't be as hard as it feels, because I do have quite a lot of packaging materials up there. Some of them I'll be able to let go of probably quite quickly, I hope. There's also things that, you know, that kind of thing of, oh, someday I might need this, or it might come in handy, or I might want this for decorating or whatnot. So I'm hoping stuff like that will be quite easy to let go of. And then there are things that I know that I'm going to want to donate to the charity shops that I would have maybe stuck on eBay or Vinted originally, but feel like, well, no, they're not really things that would sell, and even if they did, it would probably take a long time. And I think for my well-being, I've got to put that first and just be willing to let go of a lot of the stuff. Don't get me wrong, there might be some things that I want to continue to try to sell that are worth a bit more, that's worth persevering with. But I'm, again, going to be more intentional. I feel like intentionality is the key word here for this August decluttering challenge, definitely. And I'd be really interested to hear, do you have any particular areas, Charlotte, that you're focusing on? And anyone else who's planning a bit of decluttering, have you got a certain cupboard or drawer or room? What's your plan? And let's do this. We can do this. Oh, that's such a good idea, such a good idea. It's it's unbelievable how the dirt accumulates and traps in these little nooks and crannies. I was cleaning my bathroom, trying to do quite a deep clean of my bathroom last week, and it was just, like these old bits of pipes and little bits in where the skirtings, and it gets so grimy and horrible. I think it might be because there's the soap in the sink above it, and then if that kind of drips down, and then it kind of all impacts with the soapy greasiness and me and Bella's hair. It's just like, oh, sorry, too much information. It's just like, oh, it's all grimy and yuck. And it's quite an old bathroom as well, to be fair. So that probably traps the dirt as well. But yeah, I don't understand two things that multiply far too quickly: weeds and dirt. And why? Which is why, universe, tell me, why does it have to be so quick? Because it can feel like a lot of cleaning and a lot of weeding, especially the weather we've had in the UK with all the rain and the sun and the heavy rain again and the sun, that the weeds just love it. They just go wild. It's a really great way to revamp a kitchen by, like changing up the cupboard doors, a fresh coat of paint. You can get the stuff to wrap the worktops. I've not looked into it myself, but yeah, there's ways to just spruce up a kitchen without having to fork out for brand new cupboards and everything, which is really great. And then even things like the fridges and things, you can get like stickers to jazz up your fridge. So I'd considered that. I'd considered that because Gina had sent me a video on Instagram a while back, and it was someone, and they did this kind of fridge wrap, and then there was like this kind of botanical theme. Oh, it was beautiful. It was lovely. So I could see me being very tempted to do that, and I don't think it costs very much at all. It was like a DIY tutorial thing on Instagram, and I think it involved, did it involve like actual wrap that you buy for the fridges, or did it involve something else? Sorry, I can't remember. I'll need to leave it in the comments somewhere or something, what the person did, but it was on a really low budget and it looked absolutely awesome. Yeah, it is. It's unbelievable how much a brand new kitchen costs, but doing the cupboard doors is such a good way. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I wish my loft was empty as well, Em, I really do. Yeah, I apologise to my mum because there was a time for quite a while where she was looking after boxes for me, things I wanted to keep for the future. This is the fate of parents sometimes, isn't it? At least for a wee while. But hopefully there comes a time where eventually they do take the stuff when they get a place or something. So you're not kind of stuck with it for many decades to come. I think I've got all mine out of the loft now at my mum's. I must check that, hopefully, because she's been very patient with me. Oh, yeah. I know that's the thing when you're getting decorating and everything done too. It's such a disruption. It really is. Oh, and on the subject of decorating, watch this space for things that I'm planning to do to jazz up my living space on a low budget. Because it can be done. Even little bits and pieces here and there can make such a difference. A lick of paint. Decorating equipment is a great category, Sandy, so I'm sure you'll come across a whole bunch of stuff that can go. Pardon me. Yeah, the doom zone, that is exactly what it is. Oh my gosh. I'll be a happy bunny when my loft is a lot less cluttersome. And the other thing that I find I dread about it is I hate either carrying up stuff or bringing stuff down, because I can't remember how much, I mean, I know I've talked about this wrist, but I've now got bad ligamenitis, and I think I've now got like full on ligament damage This is so painful. So for me, lifting things in and out of the loft is a complete nightmare. So I want to get to the point I don't have to be dealing with that at all, or only very light things, hopefully, because it's just more pain, literally. Clothes and stationery will be a great thing to work through as well. And the good thing is it should hopefully not be too sentimental. But having said that, I know sometimes clothes can be a bit sentimental. I've got a few bits that are sentimental, but hopefully there'll be quite a lot of things, even like odd socks and, you know, things that have got holes or stained, or painting clothes that you don't need to keep as many of. So there should be ways to kind of cut down on some of that quite easily, fingers crossed. The deep fitted cupboard, I like that. Well, anyone that knew the series Friends way back in the day, and then they had that cupboard, didn't they? Didn't they have a cupboard and they used to just like throw everything in the cupboard and just try and pretend it wasn't there? And then if you opened that, I've just seen out of the corner of my eye like the delay screen on my laptop, and I'm going like this. Oh dear me. Yeah, it's like one of those dreaded and then there it does it again now. One of those dreaded cupboards, and you open the door and everything starts falling out. Oh, nightmare. I'll be having nightmares about cupboards that overflow. I bet you. I'm not complaining, I have random dreams anyway. Yeah, that's right. It's like, what is it you've got, Frugal Stew? You've got, is it like Pepsi or Coca-Cola, something like that? I think it's red, isn't it? So it's like a fizzy drinks. It's very retro looking, which is cool. Love all that kind of retro vibe, it's good. Hold on a minute. Wow, 27 years. That's amazing. The dreaded loft, yeah, wow, 27 years of stuff. So you'll probably be in for quite a surprise. The bits and pieces that you find up there, Mary McWomble, there'll be all sorts of things. Oh no. So you might still. So how many children do you have, and have they all left a bit of stuff in your loft? Yeah, the fridge stickers. I must have a look. I'll add the thing when I find out about it. The thing with the botanics, I can't remember what was used. If it was, I think it was like I think you can look up the fridge stickers and then you like pick your fridge model number maybe or something, or the dimensions and your design and things. But I don't think it's very expensive at all, and it's just such a fun idea. I love it. I've got a second-hand big Beko fridge freezer that I was given by a friend and their mum because they didn't need it. It was a spare fridge freezer, and it's got scratches on the side and things, and it's fine. It does the job absolutely great, but just in terms of kind of sprucing up the kitchen, I think it would be a really fun thing to do. So I may end up looking into that. We will see. I've managed to kind of find a system now because I can look at the comments on here without having to squint at the screen too much and then look back to chat to you guys. So I hope that that's like followable. I guess I'm kind of leaning over to the side quite a lot though, aren't I? Each time I'll get a bit more of the hang of it. Yeah, good approach, Charlotte. Because, well, I mean, it gets to a point, you know, once people have settled and they've left the nest and everything, it's fair enough if they start to, like, come and get their things. Because you guys can't hold on to it forever. Oh, Vinted is brilliant. Yeah. I find, well, I used to find I sold a lot on Vinted, but I have to say in the last couple of years it's really slowed down. Sometimes things sell, but not as much as it used to be. It just depends. It just depends, I guess, on what you've got listed. Because clothes and baby clothes and things like that can do really, really well. And it's a great place to like find things that you, like say you've got a wish list at a fraction of the price of high street to get it on Vinted. And I like that because then it's money into the pockets of people who, you know, it gives them a bit of an extra cash boost. So that's a positive thing. Like, it means that everyone's helping each other, which is great. It's good having like a cut-off date, and I need to be more strict with myself about that when I'm like selling things, because sometimes I just let it drag on in the hopes I'll sell stuff. But I think I might start kind of giving myself like say after a week or 10 days I'll maybe like reduce it by £1 and see, and maybe after 30 days just donate the stuff. We'll see. But I'm also going to just donate quite a lot of things and only keep the things that I think will sell quite quickly, so that I'm not sort of cluttering up the loft too much anymore, because it just kind of bugs me going up there and seeing that volume of stuff. Oh dear Mary McWomble. Yeah, this is what happens, isn't it? All sorts of things can end up in lofts, and your things and then relatives' things, but hopefully you'll get it all sorted out very, very soon. Yeah, that's it, Monica's secret cupboard. Coca-Cola, that's right. I'm getting there. I'm just in catch-up mode a bit, guys, sorry, bear with me. Ah, right. So there must be kind of knack to put the stickers on. I suppose they probably get like the air bubbles and the creases in them and stuff like that. Frugals do. Because it reminds me with for example, the screen protectors. Like I wouldn't be without my screen protector, but it can be a bit of a nightmare to get them on without all those annoying air bubbles and things. Wow, 4 children. Oh, amazing. Oh, it's beautiful. St Andrews is really beautiful. Lovely place, that is. Cold. It can be pretty cold, but they say it's the sunniest place in the UK, apparently, even though it's blooming freezing sometimes. Oh, that's nice. Cross-stitch kit. Yeah. It's good because they've got quite a lot of arts and crafts kind of things, don't they? Yeah, I like that idea about the charitable gifting. Definitely, definitely. Because, you know, like, in case anybody is fairly new to the channel, you might be aware that I'm in my year 2 of a low spend, and it's amazing now, over halfway through the low spend year 2. Woohoo! But last year was kind of a no low spend. But I do feel that low spend is a better kind of match for the vibe of what I'm doing. It wasn't sort of to the full on extent of the no spend. I mean, it was no spend as much as possible out with certain parameters, but I feel like low spend is a better way to understand what I'm aiming to do at the moment with frugality and budgeting. But what I was going to say is, last year I still ensured that I was part of my spend for my monthly budget for food and things. I had a thing where I was still ensuring I bought 1 item per week for the food bank. Hold on a sec. All this talking is thirsty work. Yeah, so it meant that at the end of the year I had 52 items to give to the food bank, and that felt really great. It felt amazing. But because of all the decluttering this year, very similarly, I feel that I'm giving a lot that way, because that's going to make money for charity. So I'm not doing the food bank thing this year, but I am downsizing my belongings a lot, and I'm donating a lot of things, and that's going to be of benefit as well to people, and it's of monetary value to others. So whatever form giving takes, giving is giving. And, you know, there's ways that we can be generous and give even on a tight budget. So even if we weren't buying for the food bank, say, or donating money to a charity or donating items to a charity, and there's lots of other ways to give, just through acts of kindness and a smile and a good deed for someone. And there's a lot of ways. Give our time, our attention, our care. So yeah, there's lots of other ways. So I don't, like at the beginning, I kind of felt bad not to do the food bank thing this year, but then I thought, well, no, but there's other ways I know I'm going to give through the year, and it all balances out. And at the end of the day, we're going to take care of ourselves as well. So that's important too, and give in a way that's sustainable and feels right and is balanced for us. So I really like the fact that you're doing that. That's really great to hear. I like that approach, Sandy. Yeah. Well, there's no hard and fast rules. You do it the way that works for you. But I mean, fair enough. 12 items. So that's you got a head start and you've jumped ahead to day 12, and then like, you know, maybe on day 12 you'll do 2 things and you can cross off day 2. So whatever works for you. I just think it's great to just be actively decluttering. However few or many things feels right for you, because like I said earlier, it's just trying to sort of get ourselves into that practice. And if it can become more like a regular routine activity like we were chatting about, it helps maintain our homes and make things more manageable in the long run, and hopefully help reduce the risk of overwhelming clutter circumstances becoming an issue again, or ever becoming an issue in the first place for the lucky people that don't have clutter. So it's yeah, it's like I wouldn't be saying, oh, you must do this or you must do that. Like, I like this idea of 1 for day 1, 2 for day 2, because I'd heard about it elsewhere and thought it sounded fun. But you don't need to do it that way whatsoever. You just, whatever feels right for you. Or even if you don't feel like decluttering anyway, and you're just interested to learn about it, and or, you know, like once in a blue moon declutter something. Just, yeah, you do you, as I've said like a gazillion times now. Oops. I end up with these little phrases. Yeah, I know it is, Charlotte, because this is why I struggle with the loft as well, because the loft is my zone where things that I'm kind of on the fence about or don't really want but feel bad that I spent money on, that sunk cost fallacy, thinking, oh, but I don't want to lose out on the money I spent, and someday I'll recoup some of it by selling that. So I shove the stuff in the loft and forget about it, and then it builds up, and then I'm like, ah. And the sad thing is, every now and again things can break if they fall or something, and then it's just a total waste where I could have just donated the thing. So I've had to kind of cut my losses with some things, and I know I'm going to be doing that more this month, cut my losses and things that have to just go. But it's just also being realistic with myself. What am I going to be willing to put the time and energy and effort and physical exertion to have to lift things in and out of the loft, to be willing to try and sell, and what am I happy to just let go of, and it'll bring joy knowing it's going to go to a good home or get recycled or something. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you think so. I feel inspired chatting to all of you, and it's really exciting that we're going to do this decluttering together. I know that this live has become, oh my gosh, 45 minutes I've been going on about decluttering. Sorry guys. It's not been about other frugal topics really, but do you know something? We're right at the beginning of our August declutter challenge, and it is super exciting. So it's lovely getting to chat about this in more kind of depth together and having a right good blether about it. I'm loving it. And just looking back, so I didn't miss any comments. Yeah, we can. these little positive things have such a ripple effect, I feel. So definitely. Like a day off. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so motivating knowing that we're doing this together. I've got an itchy back. Knowing we're all doing this together and we can encourage each other along the way. Because, like, each time there's the daily shorts, and then I see the comments about what you guys have been decluttering and how your day's gone. I just absolutely love that. I get so inspired by that, and it helps me to keep going because, like, this month with the decluttering, it's great to be like focusing on that, but also beyond that, I mean, it's different for everyone because I do have way too much stuff. So I know for me, after August, there's going to need to be even more decluttering as an ongoing thing. And like I say, I'm hoping that that habit will be building more and more, and this can help give me the momentum to just keep going, and I can continue to share about that journey as I keep going. But I've reached the point in my life now that it's just like, yeah, I just really, really want to embrace this change because it feels good, and I don't want to spend the rest of my life dealing with stuff that can feel very heavy emotionally sometimes. Like, some of it, there's quite a lot of it that's to do with things I always felt I wanted to do, or things I felt I wanted to be, and or hobbies or skills that I wanted to learn. And when I'm really honest with myself, like, these things aren't a priority to me anymore. And for a long time I wasn't ready to face that because it felt bad. It felt like I was kind of letting myself down, or that it was a lost opportunity. But I think it's really important now for home and space to reflect who I am now and how I want my life to be now and moving forward. Not like a shrine to the past, or a space, like some nostalgic things that feel good in the present. Yeah, great, but not things that feel bad looking at, that like make me feel sad to look back on, or regretful that I haven't done X, Y, or Z, that isn't actually something that means that much to me anymore. Like, I can still honor the younger version of myself that aspired to that without feeling beholden to keep the stuff. So I think that that's important for me at this stage, to really have that honest chat with myself and be willing to let go. And it's quite wrenching at the time, letting go of things. But when I do it, it feels such a relief and feels really good. And then likewise, like, I want to let go of that scarcity mindset and be willing to embrace having less just in case items, because when we feel sort of like we've got to hold on to things just in case with that scarcity mindset, it can be a kind of fear-based thing about, oh, but what if in the future I can't afford this, or I can't afford this, or I might need this, and I might not be able to get this. And then it's like all these kind of just in case things cluttering up and then getting in the way of embracing now and actually really enjoying our home and our space right now. And realistically, a lot of these kind of just in case type things can be things that are actually quite easy to replace, and they're not going to necessarily cost that much to replace, and we may never even need to replace them in the first place. And I'd rather do that if and when there's a need later, rather than be stuck with things that may never even be required, that somebody else could be benefiting from. And being resourceful and frugal, I know if I did need these things later down the line, there's ways to source them on a budget. It can be done. So it doesn't have to feel like a waste. And some of these things could maybe be sold for a wee bit. And a lot of these things, because I'm a bargain hunter anyway, didn't cost much to get in the first place. So it's not such a loss really in that monetary sense, because they were charity shop items mostly anyway. So it wasn't like they cost a lot. I know that if somebody spent a lot on things, then they might feel completely different. And it's just such a personal thing. There's no right or wrong with any of this, and there's no kind of deadlines. It's got to be what feels right for each person, doesn't it? It's like, I would never suggest anyone else do it the way I'm doing it, but for me, it feels like this approach is working well this year. So it's such a joy to get to share that, and if it's helpful for anybody, then that's fantastic. And I love reading what all of you guys say as well, and learning from you and being inspired by you. So I'm going to look back for a wee second. Yeah, Charlotte, you're saying about like living alone, and then I can relate to that, because like I've procrastinated on things and thought, I don't need to do something about this yet. Like, I've just kind of put up with it. But maybe if I had other people living in my space, like for their sake, I might have done things sooner so that they didn't have to deal with the clutter. So that's so relatable. I'm not suggesting you're procrastinating, by the way. I'm just saying me, like I have in my situation. But yeah, like I feel like maybe I would have been a lot quicker to get to this point if there were other people sharing my living space for their sake. But then maybe there would have been the risk of getting rid of things too quickly, or making mistakes and regretting what I did let go of. It's felt like a kind of natural time scale to reach this point now. So yeah, by September we'll be this space savvy savers. Yeah. That's a great thing as well about Emma said about taking photos of things that you're going to let go of, and it's a really great idea that I think like sometimes with sentimental or nostalgic things, you don't necessarily have to keep the thing. You could take photos of the things, and then you could have them as part of some memory box. So then you've not got the object, but you can still remember the thing. I'm probably going to do that with a sculpture. So I have this big sculpture in my loft that I made years ago, and it's really big. It's like, I'd say it's probably between a meter, no, it's probably more like 1.5 meters long, and it's maybe about 80 centimeters wide and about 60 to 80 centimeters tall. It's a big, huge sculpture that I made, and I made it alongside journaling and drawing, and it was like a kind of therapeutic thing. And I never ever thought I would get rid of it, because the idea of getting rid of that to me would have felt as if I was like somehow letting myself down, because to honour myself I should keep it. But what I've realised now is that I really would not have anywhere to store it apart from in the loft, and I don't want to have to deal with that. But I'll just take lots and lots of photos of it. So I'm still going to honour that and still have it in my life, but not in a way that it holds me back anymore. And the actual letting go of it will be quite therapeutic as well. So I'm going to turn that into a positive. So the thing of taking photos of things, I think that can be so helpful. So helpful. And that's actually just reminded me, because there's somebody who, oh gosh, sorry, because I can't think who they are. Right, I'm just going to write a note to myself. Right, person who decluttered. So there's this thing about having what was it, 300,000 items. I think she did she do a 30,000 item challenge in a year? I think she did. I need to check this and get back to you on it. So the lady that did that, she included digital clutter as well, which was a really great approach, because that's something we've not chatted about with the decluttering challenge. So far, anything I've done with the decluttering challenge and last decluttering challenge, it's always physical items. But that's not to say you couldn't, you know, if you wanted to and you felt that digital clutter was getting in your way in life, you could declutter some digital things. And that's going to have a positive impact as well. And I've got a huge amount of digital clutter to sort in the future, but right now it's not a priority, because the priority is getting the physical stuff out of the way. But yeah, I mean, who's to say that would be a good thing as well, potentially, that you could do if you didn't feel like addressing any physical items, but felt like your email inbox was just overflowing, pardon me, or you wanted to thin out your photo collection, you got lots of duplicates or too many Word documents and files and just want to kind of streamline that, then that might be a way of decluttering. So there's lots of different ways of decluttering. But yeah, I can't think of the person's name, so I'll need to have a look. And it was also the fridge sticker thingy, wasn't it? I think they were the two things. If there was something else I said I was going to check, can you let me know? Because my head is like a wee sieve just now. Oh, Minimal Mum. Yeah, she's good. She's good. I like her as well. Yeah, if we can replace it for less than 20. Yeah, I would probably go lower as well. But I guess it depends on different budget levels. But for me, I would want it to be like, I don't know, £5 or £10, maybe a fiver, or I don't know. Yeah, just in case items, the dreaded just in case items, they really, really mount up. Because when I was looking up in the loft earlier on, and I thought to myself, right, okay, you're never going to go camping again, Lara. Why have you got a sleeping bag up here? And I'm pretty sure I've still got a tent up there. And I think I've still got some Nordic walking poles. I'm not planning to do any Nordic walking or camping. So these things can go. These things can go, but I haven't actually come across those bits, but I'm sure they're up there somewhere. But I'll probably wait and maybe donate stuff as a bundle for that. We'll see. Oh, welcome to the Procrastinator Club. High five. Yeah, photos are a tough one. Oh my gosh. Because when I went away, so it's kind of unbelievable to think it's 2 years ago now already, when I went away for my 40th to Japan. It was a dream come true. I was there for 17 days and I ended up with nearly 7,000 photos and videos, which is why I don't have very much space on my phone. I did make sure I've got all the moved all the photos and videos across, and I've made 1,000,000% sure I've got backups of the backups of the backups with the videos and the photos. And I have been willing to delete the videos off the phones of the space, but I still struggle to delete the photos, just in case the backup of the backup of the backup doesn't work. But at some point I'm going to get organized, and I might do it to celebrate when I eventually hit my next kind of major milestone with my subscriber numbers, or I don't know, or maybe at Christmas or some kind of milestone point at some point, because at Christmassy time it'll be my 2-year anniversary of the channel already. But at some point I'm going to share some travel vlogs from my 40th trip to Japan. Can't wait. And it was quite I mean, I did treat myself to some stuff, but it was quite a budget-friendly holiday, so it will be a frugal theme as well up to a point. But it'll be fun to do some travel vlogs. Looking forward to that so much. So watch this space. It won't be for quite a long time, but it will happen at some point. Can't wait. Yeah, I do love doing a lot of walking. I love walking, but I'm not mad keen on hill walking. I'm not. I prefer to walk in flat places, but the poles might come in handy. I mean, there's this special kind of exercise with walking poles. I can't remember the name, but there was a craze. I remember back in the 2000s, the late 2000s, there was a craze in Austria and there might have been a craze in other parts of Europe or the world, other parts of the world with these walking poles, and you could use them to do different movements and things. But I can't remember the proper name for it. But yeah, there was a big exercise kind of fad at the time. Oh yeah, fantasy self. Craft or sewing machine material, lovely bits and bobs. It's so difficult, Sandy. It's so difficult. Ah, yeah, you're really speaking to me there, because I'm a fellow crafter who really struggles to let go of crafting supplies. Gradually over the years, I've been willing to let go of more and more bits, but it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. So are you going to just kind of whittle it down to maybe one or two more hobbies? I mean, not more hobbies, one or two, just like kind of having one or two main ones that you stick to and let the other things go? Or are you going to keep a range of activities and then just like thin out your collections for all of them? It can be difficult to know what to do. I've tried to reduce the number of crafts down, but I still haven't kind of figured that out yet. But there were some things that I knew I wasn't going to do, so I was willing to let those go. In the May declutter, some crafting fabrics and wool and things like that. But I didn't get rid of all of them yet, because I do still love the whole kind of weaving idea. So we'll see. Yeah, team procrastination. Yeah. I can't believe we're after 9 o'clock already. How on earth did that happen, guys? I've really loved chatting with you all. It's been fantastic. So before I go, is there anything else like that's to do with other frugality related things? I know we've been talking a lot about the decluttering, which has been really fun and really, really motivating as we embark on this decluttering month. But are there any other? Yeah, it really has flown by, hasn't it? Yeah. But do you have any other frugality related things that you'd like us to chat about for a wee while, or questions to do with frugally things or stuff like that, or other things for the channel? And I'll head off in a wee while, but I just can't believe it's that time already. Yeah, I know, it's like, but then I suppose with organising your craft collection, if you say have a kind of finite, it has gone by so fast. What I'm going to try and do, I think, with craft related things, because I like the idea of having some things to choose from and then see if the inspiration strikes to do something. But what I might do is just like have an assigned limited volume. So it's like, say I've got X number of little storage boxes or caddies, and that's the limit. So when I hit on the limit, I know something has to come out. And then that way it kind of helps keep it within a finite space. So that's probably going to be the approach I take when it comes to craft stuff, and figure out where I want to store it. Or I might have like a set cupboard that it lives in, and that's it, or a certain drawer, or we'll see. Because the thing with stuff is, what I've been learning from watching these different channels and things is we can organise stuff till the cows come home, but if we've still got too many things, there's still not going to be enough room, it's still going to overflow and there'll still be clutter. But the key is getting the amount down first and then figuring out how to organise where it's going to live. And that's been quite a hard sort of pill for me to swallow and lesson for me to learn, because I know in the past I used to spend a long time just trying to like figure out a way to squeeze everything in, but I wasn't letting go of anything. But I think doing both hopefully is going to be a winning combination. Fingers crossed. It certainly feels good to be doing that. It feels like a positive step. So, and I wish everybody well who's doing decluttering this month, that it's going to really make a positive impact for your living space or your digital space or whatever you're deciding to declutter. Yeah, it's starting to get dark here in Scotland, Charlotte. It's getting a bit dark, but it's not totally dark. But I love the lighter evenings as well. It's just so good. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Budget-friendly gifting ideas. Thanks, Em. That's a brilliant suggestion. Do you know, I would actually love to do a video about that. I'm going to write that down in I've got my wee trusty book here, my little Gemini notebook. This is my Frugal Full planner. I'm going to write that down as an idea for a future video. Thank you so much. So, frugal gifting ideas. So is that like also, yeah, doing kind of simple crafts as gifts as well, I think. Thank you for that suggestion. That's lovely. Yeah, well, I'm continuing to declutter my freezer as well, Charlotte, because it's coming up in a video on Tuesday. I did eat some of the stuff to try and use up stuff in the freezer to food budget, but it's not all been eaten by any means, so I'll be joining you in that as well, Charlotte. Recipes, yeah, well, I'm still doing some. Oh yeah, that would be a lovely thing, like making, for example, making cookies for people and including the recipe as a gift. But there'll be a lot more foodie, budget foodie related things as well coming up in videos. Like that will be ongoing. So I can share some more recipes when I do that as well in future videos. That would be super. Oh yeah, I love the idea of jigsaw puzzles, but I never make the time to do them. But I've got two jigsaw puzzles that are I'm swithering whether to keep them or let them go. One is Starry Starry Night, Van Gogh, and I love that picture. And there's also the oh gosh, what's it called? Is it the Almond Blossom one? And they're both such beautiful pictures, and they're jigsaw puzzles. And I always thought I'd love to do them and then frame them, but I'm kind of swithering whether to. I've not really ever done a jigsaw puzzle as an adult, so it would be very nostalgic to do that. Yeah, I think I should. I think I should keep them because it will be so satisfying to do those puzzles, and as long as Bella B doesn't jump all over them. She's sleeping on the armchair next door, and then she'll be wide awake and hyper in about an hour, knowing her, doing zoomies and stuff. But yeah, I'd quite like to, when I get organised, I can do the puzzles and get them framed. I think they'd be lovely. Yeah, I think I will give them a go. Thanks, guys. And that sounds like a plan. I'm just going to make sure. I sometimes lose track of the chat. Budget food challenges. Yeah, there will be frugal stew because yeah, I'm just having a wee think. What was it again? So I've been doing this £1 salad one, so there'll be more videos related to that. And then I have another one which is like the super speedy, you know, the super speedy, super budget friendly meal prep ones. So I'll be doing more like that. And then there's also the Waste Not Wednesdays. So those are probably the themes when I'm doing food related ones that I'll continue with at the moment. And then once we get towards winter time, the salads will transition to more like hearty recipes for the slow cooker and things, no doubt. So those will probably be the kind of themes for the foodie related things at the moment. Yeah, I would love it if I could start doing more homemade gifts for people in general, because it feels heartfelt and just warm and fuzzy. I love it. And it's super frugal. And it's like the thought that goes into it and the time, it's, to me, that's more special sometimes, it's the sentiment behind these gifts. It's lovely. Well, if I do end up listing them, I don't know for sure I've got the hiking poles anymore. I might have already given them away to the charity shop, but I'll let you know if I do let go of the jigsaws. I think that I should give them a go because I really love those pictures. Yeah, that's a good idea about the frame jigsaws as gifts. I love that. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting to everyone. It's been so lovely. Thank you so much for joining us for the live tonight. And I think I'll start to wrap it up there. It's been such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. And thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm so glad that the tech kind of, lasted through and there weren't any issues with that crashing or anything. And probably I'm thinking 2 monthly at the moment for the lives is a good amount, because it takes quite a lot at the moment juggling everything, and I want to keep my momentum going with the videos each week as well, and then with my shorts through the month of August. So I think 2 monthly is great, and we'll be able to tune in and like check in then again as well. I'm so looking forward to that. And great chatting to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thanks again. Oh, it's been so lovely. So lovely. I really don't know where the time's gone. And everyone that's doing decluttering, I hope it all goes really well. Please do let us know how it's going and give us wee updates. And at any time, if you want to leave comments for any videos or drop an email, say hi, feel free. And thanks again for watching. And oh yeah, Frugal Stew's channel is really good, and I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. That's great, Frugal Stew. You'll have another subscriber. Fantastic. Thanks all of you again. Take care. See you soon, and best wishes. Bye. I have to figure out how to I said bye, but I'm still not sure how to end the thing, so bye. I think I'm still here. Bye. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Bye, guys.